I know I have other projects to be working on, but man, look at this beautiful machine. I got to work on it. I got to do something on it. So I wanted to figure out if the engine seized up or not. I have not gotten a definitive word on that. I really don't think I can do it without a battery. And so it's kind of a big investment. It's like a $250 battery. So in the meantime, I just cracked open the drain pipe. Good news. You can go under here real quick. I don't want to open it all the way because this is only a 5-gallon thing, and I don't know how many gallons of oil are in there, but there's at least probably 5 to 10 gallons of diesel, so it's going to be a slow process to drain it out. But as soon as I cracked it open, the good news here is there was no water coming out. It was pure diesel and oil. So it looks kind of just all diesel right there if you look at that color coming out. So once I'll get I'll get about 5 gallons out here, and then I'll pull it out and look at it. But at least there's no water in the engine. I just gotta, I guess I gotta invest in a battery and see if I can turn the engine a little bit and make sure it's not frozen. Once it's not frozen, it's kind of we're good to go, and it's going to be a little bit more investment to change the fluids out and that kind of stuff. So let's give this a few minutes and then check it out. All right, well, there was about probably 7 gallons worth of fluid in there. It's all diesel. I didn't see any water, which is a good sign. And it's I guess that'll keep the sludge out of the engine. And looking at the drain plug here, get a good light on this. There's a little bit of sludge in here. I don't think this might be a magnetic drain plug. It looks like it might be. There's nothing really stuck to it, just a couple small shards. And there's some gunk in here, as you kind of expect on an older engine, but you know what? If this is magnetic, which I'm about to test, I don't think this looks that bad. Nothing big, no big chunk stuck to it. Back here at the shop here, this is definitely a magnetic plug. It's not very strong magnetic though, so it's just not to get to my hopes up. It's possible that if there's any big chunks to it, they could have fallen off in the torrent of when I opened it up, but I didn't see anything in the oil when I was pouring it out. There was just a couple little tiny metal shavings, like you could barely see them, just like a glittering when I was washing them off. I thought originally that these were something stuck to it, but this looks like some kind of retainer, like a retainer holding the magnet in. Again, not a very strong magnet, but still have a copper washer on this thing. It actually says magnetic right there on the bottom. I'm doing a little more work on this thing before I get a battery. So I can't get the crank to turn by hand, which I'm not sure if I should be able to or not, but it's not budging there. I believe this is the open position on the compression or the compression relief. That didn't really make a difference. So then I pried off the clutch inspection cover, seeing if I could get at the flywheel so I could pry it. And there's some interesting stuff in here. We can take a quick look. So it's a little dirty in there. We got a lot of fluid on the bottom. That looks like oil, or it could be gear oil. I'm not sure, but I believe there is a drain plug down there where you're supposed to empty it out. So that might not be a big deal. Better position here. So I do notice this that bolt right there. It's loose. I can see the lock pin is not all the way snug on there, so something a little weird in there. And then over here we have this spring just hanging off to nowhere. Looks like it's tied off right there. I kind of doubt that's original, so I'll check the parts diagram. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's chattering or something and they wanted to take that out, but we'll find out. We'll get to that. And there is just kind of like the lubrication cup right there is just full of grease. I don't even know if it's clogged up or what. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of cleaning that needs to happen in there. So now coming over here, it's a lot of fun climbing on this thing. Plus my shop's all the way over there, so I have to walk over every time. I took this cover off, and this is probably for the pony motor. There's an access to the point to the flywheel right there. And this was had a rat's nest in it. It was just full of soot and stuff. So I kind of dumped out, what was in there. And then I took off this cover, and when I did, water started pouring out, which I panicked for a second. Well, that ain't good. And then I thought, how would water be coming out? It's because it's coming out, it's a coolant channel from the radiator, which is full. So that came out, so that obviously a coolant channel for the pony motor. So we'll seal that back up. Didn't seem too rusty, at least. So anyway, before I try to turn this thing over, even with a starter, like just to blip it, I'm gonna go ahead and take these injectors out and put some penetrating oil down in the cylinder, just to, if the rings are stuck at all, or anything, just to kind of help lubricate it a little bit. I'm a little concerned that the crank isn't turning, but it's not time to panic yet. I have seen motors before where they're a tiny bit stuck just because they've been sitting, and you have to kind of, break them free just a tiny bit. So we'll see what happens here. I'll put some we'll put some penetrating oil in and give it a day or so. Now it's leaking diesel down at the injection pump, which is a good sign. Let's see, this looks, holy Moses, look at that. Can we see that? That is completely clogged up with dirt. What's this side look like? That looks fine there. That side's got diesel, but that is just, wow. Okay, well, there we go. Isn't too bad. All right. Injectors are out, so I already vacuumed out the dust that fell in there. Now I'm going to spray some penetrating oil in each one. So last night I came in here and I took the old starter off, hoping it was bad, but seemed to be okay. And then I got a pry bar on the flywheel there and gave it a couple cranks, and the engine spun a little bit, and it spins maybe like 20 degrees. Either way, I can spin it, like here, I'll show you. I can step on the fan here. Like it'll spin, and then it'll stop right there, and then I can spin it back the other way. So I'm hoping it's just a stuck valve. Right now the injectors are off, compression release is open, so there shouldn't be it shouldn't be hard. So I guess first step is I'm going to remove the valve cover here. I'm hoping it's a stuck valve that's just, clogging it up, which would make sense because basically, the exhaust is open to the elements, and, who knows what was going on there. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to pull the head, I think, next, because there could be, be like a blockage in there, or there could be something wrong with the cylinder, like there could be some rust in there. The fact that it's spinning, though, a little bit is kind of encouraging to me. So I'm going to keep high hopes here. What I'm really excited about here, though, is I finally found a source for cheap gloves. And so I got to wear gloves again. My hands have been taking a toll working on these projects with no gloves. And I get a lot of complaints from the wife. I have a white collar job, so people notice too. They always wonder why there's my fingernails are black. So I'm going to wear those. Pretty excited. Anyway, let's get this head off. I already ripped these new gloves. I guess I should have sprung the extra $5 a box for the 3.5 mil instead of the 3 mil. Anyway, let's go ahead and say a prayer for the stuck valve. All right. Frozen valve, frozen valve, frozen valve. Come on. Looks a little rusty, ain't gonna lie. Yeah, we've had some clear, I'm gonna pick up the camera. Yeah, we got some clear, this looks like rust from condensation maybe. Doesn't look too bad actually. There's just some spots here. We can clean all this up pretty easily. It's just really basic surface rust. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the engine again and just see what these valves are doing. Tally ho! Nothing moved. Well, all these valves move just fine. So we got some other problem here. I mean, I'm turning the engine at least 15, 30 degrees, and this is not moving at all. None of this is moving. I think we got at least two problems here going on. First, we're gonna have to fix these valves. These two back ones, well, this one might be fine. This one's fully compressed, so I can't check it. This one is completely messed up. So we're gonna have to pull the head to fix that. The other issue is obviously the valve train is not moving. So for some reason the cam is not turning, which is concerning. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit discouraged right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull the exhaust manifold just so I can see in there. My theory here is that since this valve was basically full open for how many years, and this is the most rusted area, I'm wondering if that's the exhaust valve. And just even though this was covered, just having that open, and you know, Pacific Northwest, the air is pretty humid. Just over the years, maybe it's just very rusty on like that side. That side probably not so much, but let's go ahead and pull this manifold and find out. Oh man, I heard something land on the ground about 50 feet away. Take this off. Keep in mind, this is still only the engine. Who knows what kind of horrors the driveline has in store for me. Yeah, these passages kind of just go, they're just covered in soot. You can't see anything. So mostly a waste of time. What's the, was there even a gasket on here? I guess not. Oh wait, yeah, here it is. Could probably reuse these gaskets. These look fine. So, alright. I'm gonna do a little bit of research and find out. I mean, basically the engine's turning from like here to here, and you know, the cam should be moving. There should be some movement on the cam. I am not seeing these things move at all. So there's something horribly wrong with this. And yeah, let's just see how deep the rabbit hole goes here.